almost extremely successful at it. So, so yeah, you're good to go. You're doing what people are encouraged to do. Yeah. So, congrats, and I will hope your your this route to favor you. And I'm also gonna like follow along. I'm still learning my options trading, so I hope I can
Yeah,
hang of
thank
it
you.
soon. Yeah.
Thank you. Um, yes, I agree. So if I would say if you guys, if money is absolutely like something you feel like you need right now, and you've weighed your option and doing two jobs, and doing two jobs works for you, then certainly go for the two jobs. Like I said, I've done two jobs for quite some time. And every single year, and especially when I had my son, um, I just always felt like I would rather use my time to do something else than the time that I'm spending on the job. So I've always had in mind to drop one. So now that I drop it, right? I agree. So it's all personal thing. If you feel that the money is more important for you right now, then if you want to do two jobs, do two jobs. But if you can manage how whatever amount you are making right now on your one job, that can pay your bill comfortably and you are okay, then I would say yes, rather than getting a second job and using that to make money. So there's two ways you can look at it. You can get your second job, treat it as if treat it as if you still only have one job. That's what I should have done. Then whatever you are making on that job, try to invest it so you can grow it faster. So um, that way you'll be killing two birds with one stone. You'll have a job, but which is funding your investment, and in the sense too, you're also learning how to invest. So I think that would be the best way. If you get another job, just have like an exit strategy, but it can't just be something you're willing to do for 20 years. You just say, okay, you know what, I'm doing it for the next 2 years. Whatever I save, I'm going to invest it over here. And I'm also going to learn about investing. So I agree, having a extra, if you don't need the money, learning a skill that will allow you to make money is the best way to go. And I keep saying it, doing options trading or investing. So if you don't feel comfortable with options trading, but you can learn how to what companies to buy, when to buy them, when to sell them. You can also make money that way. But I've just seen that options trading is one of the skills you can learn that I just feel like there's no bias. You don't have to deal with people if you don't like dealing with people. You don't have to deal with anything, just you sitting at your computer every day, reviewing the market and making your decision. And it's one of the best ways you can make money, honestly. I haven't seen anything like it. Honestly quit my job because I'm doing options trading, and I have the confidence that I can make, I don't want to, I can make my salary doing options trading. I've made it this year alone. Like, you guys want to know the funny thing? My salary for my job, I've already made it halfway in January. I lost it, but that's a lesson I've learned. I've made just in January, we're 2 weeks into January, I already made my salary from the job that I left, trading options. So I always just keep telling you guys to look into options. I mean, it's one of those things that is really mind blowing. So look at here. I want to show you guys something. Oh, it went away. So it went away. They Okay, but you guys can still see it here. I know what I posted in here. So this when I created this channel, I used to tell you guys about about um it wasn't I can't. I wanted to get the exact date, but I can't get it. But I wanted to show you guys proof of something. Like when I don't think it's from. So that November 22nd was the when someone posted in here, but the date I had in there was even much longer than that. Um, let me see if I can find it in our group there. I'll show you guys something. Let's see if I can. Okay. So so around the time when I was posting it is the well this was saying. So around the time I was posting it was okay. Uh, around September or earlier than that. And I know one company that I was telling you guys about that I posted in there is Palantir. If you guys remember, I'm always talking about Palantir. Right. So let's go back 6 months. So um when I was telling you guys about Palantir, I know at that time it was in this range. It was somewhere here. It was like 30 something dollars or $40 at that time. And this if you look here, this was just in October. And this is October 7th. Look at from October till now. So what's that? September, right? So even if I look in this investing channel, right? The earliest I posted in here when I was talking about investing was September 6th. So let's look here. September 6th. So when around the time I was telling you guys, September 6th, this thing was $30. So September, October, November, December, January. So let's just say within 5 months, this thing went from $30. Now today it is 119. So it has gone up almost $87. So when so the reason I always talk about like trading option is that you just have to be in it because once you pay attention to the stock market, it doesn't discriminate. Anybody can make money from the stock market. That's the beauty about it. But if you if you have um if you have the opportunity right in front of you, you can make money. So that's why I'm saying we're all trying to build our skills, and ultimately what we are striving for is to make more money, right? I just feel like this is it. Like there was nothing stopping me from making $1 million from this one stock. On it really. Because I started buying this stock when this stock was $24. But ever since I started buying it, it just kept doing well, going up, going up. So, but the mistake I made is, so when I bought these options when it was $24, whenever this stock got to here, I sold my, like here, I sold my options. I sold my contracts and I had 40 contract that expired, not 50 contract that expired in June 2026. So I still had a lot of time. I don't know. I was trading emotionally that day. I made a little bit money. I sold it. So let me show you. Um, let me show you. Let me just look it up. Let me look it up in my Robinhood account now. Just a second. Just to show you guys that it is such a good way to make money. And it doesn't discriminate. Anyone can do it, really. So June 2026, my strike price for that call option was $40. Wow. Oh man. It's something I still regret till today. because there was no reason for me to sell it, but I don't know what happened. I know I was trading emotionally that day. So that same contract that I sold today, that contract is $82 and 35 cents. Well, $84.50, right? So if you take 84.50 times 100, because that is how much there's 100 shares in one contract. Then you take this number times how many contract I had times 50. So right now, that option I would have been making $422,000. And honestly, there was nothing that there's no reason for me to sell it. Like I didn't have any issues with when I sold it, I was making like 50,000 when I sold it. Maybe that's why I sold it, because I haven't made that much money just like that, right? But had it been I left it today, it would have been worth this. Mind you, I still have um over a year left because my contract don't expire until June next year. And this thing just keeps going up. It just doesn't stop. It keeps going up. You guys remember when I was telling you guys about Pioneer, those of you that was here. So when we talk about making life-changing money, it's just like this. So the only thing we need is just being in the right place at the right time, having the right information, right? So that's the only thing I'm always trying to do with you guys, is just impress on you guys that you can also be doing this too, because who knows? You can find the winning stock. And I just even did made the same mistake again. I ju- I just made the same mistake again just like 2 weeks ago with this one. I feel like that's my problem. I'm always selling stuff too soon with this company. So I bought this company in December. In December, this company dropped to $30 here, right? I bought this, I bought this company around here. Um, and I had like 68 contracts here. So right now, Tempos AI, and I bought the $55 call. Let me show you. 55 Tempos AI trade. My contract was expiring in April 17th, and my strike price was $55. So the one I bought, right now that contract is $36. So it's 36.40. That's how much the contract is worth now if you want to buy times 100 times 68. So what I'm telling you guys now, this is a mistake I just made just this January. Not even January, just like 2 weeks ago. That's the mistake I just made. So this contract, I sold it whenever I was making like 55,000. I sold it. This was just in January. Just like, I mean, it was up in January, but I think I sold it like 2 weeks ago. This is just a mistake I just made. I have the screenshot because I was sharing it with my friend. Uh, let me see if I can find it. I'll email it to myself and I'll show you. Because I have some people that always message me that I know personally, always asking me about my investment strategy. So I'll find it. Let me just send the screenshot to myself. I'll show you guys. So let's check my email.
Yes, it's Daniel.
Hey, Daniel, go ahead. You can ask me a question. You guys feel free to interrupt me.
Okay. You know, we talked about meeting up the I think it was a week ago.
I know I keep yeah. Just are you gonna be available after class today? Just stay after class so we can discuss it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah. Mhm. Where is it? Is it why is it not showing up? Okay, sent. Let me do sent. Maybe I'll say let me try to send it again. Is it server my Gmail? Yes. Mr. Emmanuel, I'm coming.
Yes, when you say times 100 times 10, what does it mean?
Okay. I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you. Just I don't know why my Gmail is acting up now. I'm sending stuff to myself and it's not even it's not coming through. I have my Yahoo. Uh, I had some people in the waiting room. Are they still there or did I let them in?
You let me in,
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
I'm in.
All right.
I think you got to check your spam folder, bro. You know what I mean? That's where it's probably
Yeah,
be at.
it's because I'm sending it to myself. It should be here. Sending it to myself. So okay, let me try again.
How was your week, AZ?
It was good. It was
Was
good.
good. That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up.
Uh,
Man.
it was good. I finally my last day of my job was yesterday.
They
I'm
ain't, they
down.
ain't, they ain't give you no problems on you leaving, huh?
No. Funny
No,
enough,
that's
they didn't
good.
even say anything to me. From the day I put in my 2 weeks notice, just what they didn't even say anything to me. They
Damn.
just kind of like left me alone.
And how long you was working for
I
them?
think my a little bit over 2 years. I think my director was probably I think he was upset because he didn't even say anything, no nothing, no nothing. But it's fine. I mean, I'm not. Uh, let me see if I got it in my Yahoo because I sent it there too.
So
Good.
easy. What was a typical day to day like at the place you left?
Everything else looks
It
good. The
was
team
good.
looks good.
I mean, it was just the same. It's just just a every day they have something assigned to you. So mostly I'm always either working on I'm always either working on updating something in our environment or maybe there's like a request customer is requesting access to something. So it's always something like that. So it wasn't bad at all. But then when we just recently have new management,
Thanks for being good.
he's he changed everything around. Um, he wanted us to be more of like a software engineer where you had to learn how to
Good
code.
time, even though it starts now.
And for me, I just didn't want to spend too much time and energy going that direction because I know that's career wise, that's not where I'm trying to go. So
That's that's
that's why I
that's
left.
that's what I was about to say. Why you just didn't apply for the manager position where if you know you was gonna be there for 2 years, nothing would change, and you don't have to listen to a new hire coming in trying to get you to do
I
coding
mean,
and all that.
he controlled everything. So let's say if I wanted to switch from my team to a different team that did whatever I wanted to do,
Hmm.
he still has to approve it, right? He still has to approve it. And one of the things, so I actually put in my 2 weeks notice during my performance review. So I dropped it into my, I think it's probably because that stuff had finance stuff in it. That's probably why they aren't letting me to send it. But I dropped it in my Dropbox. Let me see if I can download it. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, so during my performance review, when they were giving me the review, one of the reasons why I actually left is they said that even if I was going to a different team, they're not willing to recommend me. That I have to do what they want me to do.
Ooh.
And I didn't like that. And I just said, if that's the case, like I literally put in my 2 weeks notice on the spot. And I said, if that's the case, then consider this my 2 weeks notice. My director was shocked. He was like, I mean, literally, this is what he said. It's like, I'm going to take off my director hat and I'll pretend like I didn't hear you say that. Let's just all calm down. Let's go think about it. I know you have families, you have family, you have to pay your bill, this and this, that and that. But for me, there's nothing to think about. But I just said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go think about it. As soon as the meeting ended, I wrote my letter and I sent it on Monday. That was Friday. We had this discussion. I wrote my letter, I sent it on Monday morning, and that was that. Yeah.
If,
So
if he would have came, if he would have looked on YouTube, he would have knew you was ready to go months ago. Months ago. If you would have looked on YouTube,
but
they don't check your content.
well, my other job, the one I was doing before, those ones they did, and that they actually gave me a hard time because of that. Actually, that job too, I left that job because they said like my YouTube was distract. They think my YouTube is gonna be a distraction, so I had to leave that one too. So again, for me, I honestly though, I really just feel like I was bold to even make that decision because of this, because of stuff like this. Stuff like this, I'm telling you, I have over 20 screenshots on my phone because every time I have a successful trade, I always take a screenshot of it. I have over 20, probably more than that, of like days that I have 5,000 return, 10,000 return, 15,000. This is probably the most I've had. So you can see this is the trade of this Tempest AI, right? This one I'm showing you guys here. You can see TEM right here.
As this, do you belong to any kind of group? Because sometimes I feel I don't get motivation to do this thing on my own, even though the knowledge is out there. But I would.
No, it's just me. Everything I've done is always just me by myself. I think I like it that way. Honestly, though, for example, that other one that I told you guys that I would have been making 400,000 today. I sold it. Part of the reason why I sold it is because I kept listening to, kept seeing different blogs everywhere where people was talking about it's not good. It's going too high. It's not gonna go any for. It's not gonna go high anymore. It's gonna come. It's gonna drop so hard. So I was like, man, I've missed so much money so fast. I don't want to lose this thing. Then I sold. Sometimes I don't like listening to people. Um, I just trust my own instinct, right? Because sometimes you listen to so many different things, it would just confuse you and you start getting you to make a rational decision. So that's part of the reason why I told you guys, I showed you guys when I learned the option, I literally used ChatGPT to learn it in like an hour. And that options for Palantir that I showed you, that was the first option I bought after I used ChatGPT to learn. And that was the one that would have making me crazy amount of money today. And yeah, so you guys can see this contract, right? So what you are saying here is this 25 means 2025, right? This 4 means April, and the date is 17th. So this contract is going to expire in April um April 2025. And there's the price that I guessed, that I predicted, it was $55. Right. And you can see, does it say when I bought it? I probably just trim. I bought it in December. Right. $55 call, you can see it here. Expiration date April 2025. You can see when I sold this thing, I sold it around this price. So when I sold it around this price, this is how much, this is something I bought in December. This is how much I was making in January when I sold it. And that was the total balance I had for just this one, right? And mind you, when I sold it, that stock was here. So in December, it dropped. So I sold it around here in January 20, yeah, like 2 weeks ago, something like that, here, around this price. It was like $54 when I sold it. So at even I kept it. Right now, that contract is, that $55 is, the price of that contract is $36. So that's what I was showing you guys here. So I sold it when I was making 66,000. But if I would have left it, that was just 2 weeks ago. That 66,000 would have been 247,000. So
Yeah, You killed it, man. Even though you killed it, even though you made 66,000. You know what I mean?
but I still feel bad about it because I'm just like, man, what is wrong with me? That's two times in a row now that I've had two winning trades that I had so much time to just let it be. And that's what I found about the stock market. You guys don't try, when you start doing it, don't try to jump in and out. Trying to time something, buying something and selling something, buying something today and selling something tomorrow is really not a good strategy. Because last year there was 1 week that I made 110,000 in 1 week. But then I lost all that money because after I made that much money, I started, but the reason why I lost it is a different story because I was betting on the earnings call before the earnings. But since then I've changed my strategy. But it's a good thing that I learned all that stuff. It's a good thing that I learned, right? So the best way to make money is you find a company that you think has potential. First of all, everything starts with your watch list. You need to create a watch list. Let me show you guys. I started using Yahoo Finance, honestly. That's probably the best tool you guys can use. For me, I just think like it's just the best thing. So Yahoo Finance has everything. So I started using Yahoo Finance. So it starts with your watch list. So you have your watch list of companies that you think has potential, right? And how you should look at it is you are not buying the price of the company right now. Don't focus on the price, focus on the value that the company offers. So ask yourself, do you think this company, let's pick a company like Tesla, right? Ask yourself 6 months from now. Oh, Yashan, you're waiting to, sorry, I didn't see. Sorry. When I'm sharing my screen, I usually don't see. So ask yourself, what is Tesla going to increase? With Tesla as a company, will it be more valuable in 6 months, a year from now versus today? And if your answer is yes, then that's how you approach the options. So when I bought this company, I bought it when it came down. So I bought it. I took advantage of that. So because I know 3, 4, 5 months from now, this company is going to be much valuable than that, right? So that's how you approach it. So when you buy your contract, at the least, you should be buying 4 months contract just to give yourself time. The time is just, if anything happens within those time, you can sell. But that's at the least. And when I buy 4 months contract, that is just company that I'm trying to buy and sell at any time once they go up, right? 4 months is good. But then companies you really believe in, those ones you should buy 2 years contract. So I still have other companies that I'm invested in now that I'm like 2 years, that I have 2 years contract on. But these are some of the ones that I bought and that's how you should approach it. And if you do that, honestly, you won't lose. And I know you asked me that one time about Oh, Ahmed left. So Ahmed asked me about one time about whether I should do options. I mean, stock or crypto, because he's looking for where he can get the most potential return. And I think doing options is one of the places you can get a lot of money back. But again, don't, this is very risky. You can also lose money. But to avoid that, first, you pick a good company that you know is going to be valuable with time. And how you pick them is, for example, if you go on Yahoo Finance now, right? So these are the this is my watch list of companies that I'm interested in buying, right? And I keep adding more to it. So if you select any of this company, this is another one I'm telling you guys right now. This company is very cheap. So this company, I bought this company. I've always had this company. I bought them when they were $2, and I bought options on them 2 days ago on Wednesday or Thursday. I bought options on them, and that option is already up 20,000 by Friday. It was already up. So if you once you have all these companies on your watch list, one of the reasons why I like Yahoo Finance is like you see all these things here. It literally gives you everything, every information you need to know about the company, right? So here, if you want to trade the options, it shows you the options. One of my things I look at is the analysis. So here you can see how much the analysts are predicting the price of the stock to go to. Here they're showing you who's saying to buy it and who's saying to what they are saying buy, hold, or sell. And here, holders, you can see which companies, who's actually buying the stock. So you can see here the institutions that are buying it, Vanguard. So I've always said anything Vanguard has, you guys should buy it too, because they pretty much control everything. Vanguard and BlackRock. So if they are invested in something, it's a good sign they see something about it. And look at when they bought it. They just bought it December 2024. And Vanguard just bought this company to December 2024. So they must see something coming up about this company, because these people have researchers that are much advanced than I am. So I really don't need to invest to reinvent the wheel. Whatever they're doing, I just do it. So since they bought it in December, they see something I don't see. So I buy it too. So Yahoo Finance really gives you good information. And once you get all the information, you do all your research here, then it's just a matter of buying the company and just waiting. Really, with stock market, it's all about waiting. If you can be patient, you've picked a good company and you can be patient, you'll make a lot of money. Sean, go ahead.
Just to piggyback on that, I think you answered it right there, but I want to make sure. So, how do you select? Like, how do you find a company like this? Are you looking at their purchases and then you trying to model that, or are you doing independent research to find out these companies? How are you putting together your portfolio? Because that'd be helpful.
Yeah. So, um, how I do my find these companies is one from just being nosy in everything, like reading news about stock and stuff like that. So someone's name might come up here and there. There's a couple of so to start, this is where you guys start. Vanguard has and if anyone has cloud question today, please interrupt me. Um, Vanguard has what's the tech stock? Uh, what's okay, I downloaded it here because I can't think of the name right now. Information technology. Good information technology.
Shit.
right? You guys can see this is how much this thing is worth right now, right? If you want to buy one of these funds, like that's how much it is, right? So you come here, it's called Vanguard Information Technology. So they are invested in all the tech stocks in America, like good tech. I found that well, anything tech related makes money, right? So this is a good fund to start with, right? So here, if you keep going down here, so mm, this is not what I'm looking for, but don't worry, I have it in my, because when we did that Python Bedrock project, that was one of the things we did. We analyzed it, so I still saved the information there. Let me get that the particular one I'm looking for. The link is here. So starting point, if you're trying to just build your watch list, right? So if this is VOO, but here I'm going to look for what was the VGT, Vanguard Information Technology, right? Then if you come down to here, right? So here is where they have their holdings detail, meaning that in that fund, how many companies, what companies they have in there, how many shares they have in that company, right? So you can download this data. It's free to download. So this is what I do. I downloaded it. This is how I came up with my initial watch list, right? Download this. So I'm just going to clean this up real quick. So I'll delete this. Going to delete this. You can delete this. Market value, you need that, and you need that, and all the rest of this you need. So once you download it, this is how you come up. I can delete this too. I don't need this. So once you download it, then I'll just do this. I have stuff down here that I don't need to. So I'll delete this one. Then you pretty much select this like that, and you format table, and just select any one of these is fine. And the reason why you format the table is because it allows you to filter it. So here, that company that the AUR that I showed you guys that I just bought, this is the reason why I bought the options, because I saw it in here. So here, right? So first of all, now you can filter this by, let's say you are interested in any particular sector, you can filter it there. So semiconductor is very hard. So if you're interested in companies that are in the semiconductor space that Vanguard is buying, because this is their, you saw the fund, this is one of their most expensive fund. If you filter it by semiconductor, now you'll see all the semiconductor. So this is semiconductor material and equipment, right? So you can see all the companies that they are investing in. And if you want to filter it again, let's say you just want to see just semiconductor, you can filter it here. And you can see all the semiconductor, and you can see how much shares they have in there now. Right. I'm telling you, one of the ones I have the most share of is NVIDIA. And it's because of them. Because since they have so much shares of it, this is something I don't know, so I'll buy it. So how I found that company was, I'll just do all here. Then here I did a filter on, I sort this, no, I think it was shares. So I sort this from largest to smallest. Right. So you can see largest to smallest. If you're just looking for where to start, right? They are buying NVIDIA. That's the largest holding they have. Apple, Microsoft, Intel. This Intel, I don't have it, but I want to buy it because it's so cheap right now. Intel, Broadcom, Cisco, and you can see the 8th largest one they have here is AUR, which they have 17 million shares of this thing in this fund. And when I looked at it, AUR was $6 at that time. So that was when I just took advantage of it and I bought the option. And 2 days later, it went to 10 from 6 something, it went to $10. Then right now I'm making 20, like around 20,000. But I don't think it's going to, because it keeps going, it will go up, come down, go up, come down. But my contract does not expire for another 2 years. So I'll just leave it there. So Sean, this is a good
Yes,
starting
yes.
point.
Where is the price for the price column? Uh, that I'm not seeing it or
They won't put the price column there
okay.
because the stock goes up and down. So
Oh,
if you whenever you download it, the price you see the price change every second. So isn't you so that's why they don't have the price here. So
oh,
that's where you have to do the research on finding which one here. But a good starting point is if you just sort it from the highest to lowest by share,
mm,
whatever you guys see them buying, whatever they have more shares on, just pick those as a good point to start with. So this is one way, right? Then I told you guys use Yahoo Finance because I think it's really good. I just started using it. I just really just signed up for it yesterday. So those companies you see there, you can just add them to your watch list here. And once you are in Yahoo Finance, it's just a matter of searching for the name. Right. Let's say I want to search for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is here. You see this thing here, click to follow it. It will add it to your watch list, right? So you can see NVIDIA here. The one Yahoo Finance is so good. Like I was like, why haven't I been using it? You see the company here. They even give you the recent news. So this was 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago. So you can just read news about it because news does move the market. So you read about the news, you can find out the analysis here. So you can see right now, just like when I was telling you guys about Palantir, I think NVIDIA in the long run would do very well. That's actually something we can all make a lot of money on, right? So you can see on this analysis, right? This is what like maybe like in the next 3 to 12 months or 24 months, what they are predicting the price to go to, right? Right now,
I have
NVIDIA
a
is at,
question. Please.
excuse me,
I have a question.
go ahead.
So you remember when Nvidia lost about $500 million, I think billions when the China
Yeah.
DeepSeek, yeah. Did you were you holding it or you
Yes,
sold it?
I've been holding NVIDIA since last year. I've been holding NVIDIA. So whenever that DeepSeek news came out and
Mm,
NVIDIA lost some money, I
yeah,
guess what I did, I bought more.
but more okay.
Those are we should be praying that stuff like that happens because when stuff like that happens, it allows people like us that don't have a lot of money to jump in.
Okay, okay.
People that are at the top that have millions like Vanguard that I show you guys, they can buy it at any price, right? But when a news happens, because DeepSeek happening does not, it's just market overreaction.
Yes.
But Nvidia as a company, the value they offer as a company never changed. If something happened now that, let's say, a news came out about Nvidia and said Nvidia was accused of accounting fraud, this and this, that and that, then that is the type of news you can pay attention to. Say, okay, you know what? If this thing dips, I'm going to sell. But it depends on the news. But when a news like the DeepSeek one comes out and people overreact and sell, that is an opportunity for you to buy, because you buy it so cheap that you can make money. Actually, I bought Nvidia when the DeepSeek news came out. Then the week right after it, that was when Trump's tax thing came out too, and I even brought it down some more. I didn't buy it that second time because I didn't have cash, and I regret not buying it because that was such a good buying opportunity, right? Uh, Let me show you. Yeah, 1 month. So it was Nvidia was here around that 140. So when that Trump news came out, Nvidia, this was when DeepSeek came out. The news came out, Nvidia dropped here. Then you can see it recovered right back to like it dropped here 118 and recovered back to 128 before the week was over. Then the next week, Trump's news came out and Nvidia dropped here. At some point during the day, you can even see, oh, that's what I was about to say. At some point during the day, because the price you are seeing is where it closed at, but at some point during the day, it dropped to 113. You can see it over there in this white box that I'm showing you that is coming up. You can see 113, the low, right? If you would have bought it at 113, that was just last week. Last week, Monday, this thing was 113. Look at the price today, 138. So this thing has gone up $25 from when that news came out. So really, when stuff like that happens, is an opportunity to buy, because there is something, and when you guys are doing stock, there is something called resistance and support level, right? So it's something that you guys should pay attention to. So support level means that if a stock is dropping, what price would the stock drop to? And people won't allow it to drop anymore, because people will just buy it at that price. Because once it drops to that price, a lot of people feel, oh, this is a cheap stock to buy at this price, I'm just going to buy. And the more people start buying it, it goes back up. And the same thing happens that if a stock is going up to a certain level, it might get to a level where people will say, okay, it's at the all-time high. I don't want to buy it at this level. My stock is at this level. I want to sell it and take my profit. So people sell it, and that will bring it to go back down. So that's how you should see the stock market. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. As long as the company's value remains the same, you shouldn't worry about how the price of the stock fluctuates, right? That's why you buy longer contract. Either you buy your shares, you hold it for a very, very long time, or when you are doing options, you buy a long contract. So that will give you time to deal with the ups and down, ups and down. So let's say you were holding Nvidia for a long time, and when it dropped to 113 here, you just buy more. If you have cash to buy more, you buy more. By the time that Nvidia went from 113 back to 138, trust me, you'd have made so much money, because Nvidia going up $25 would make you a lot of money. So I missed this opportunity when it dropped to 113. I didn't buy at that point, but I bought when it dropped here. But I
I
didn't buy
think it's
this one.
going to break new resistance. What's the highest resistance now?
Oh, excuse me.
What's the highest resistance now? The resistance for this.
So the so if you look at the year to date, right, you can just look at maybe let's look at 1 year, right? We can see the highest it went is like right here, which is like 149.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I noticed that about it. Usually when Nvidia gets to like 140 range, it drops back again, because it will keep doing that until eventually one day it's going to break that resistance, and it will now form another resistance and support level. And that's how stock moves. Either they're going to go down or go up. So, but as long as you're buying a company that's valuable, and when you just look at Nvidia's business as a whole, right? The stuff they offer is unbeatable. The AWS is using them, Meta is using them, Microsoft is using them. almost every computer we have has NVIDIA graphics card in it. So they have a business that is very solid, just like Amazon. So I don't think they are going anywhere. And that's one of the things I used to pick. Right? But really, you don't really have to think too much. Why would they have look at 111 million shares of this company in this is just one fund. Vanguard has so many funds. In this one fund, they have more NVIDIA shares than any other company here. So why would they keep buying the shares if they don't believe in the company? So that's kind of like the strategy I use.
Yeah, I guess that's where you're talking about the value of the company instead of the actual price.
Exactly.
At that point.
Exactly. So don't focus on, you only focus on the price. Let's say NVIDIA is at 138 now. For me personally, I'm not going to buy NVIDIA at 138. But I don't know what's gonna happen. It can go up, it can go down. Right? I don't know. Nobody really knows.
I think that thing about the DeepSeek when that came out and you really got into the context of it, they had done more. The company DeepSeek had did some things with the way they engineered their algorithm that was doing better than the way that companies in America thought about designing the models. But the underlying chip, the GPUs of NVIDIA are just superior. And so
Exactly.
it's just not gonna.
Exactly. So I think the right from what I was hearing from that is the reason why people thought NVIDIA's stock price went down is they felt like since a bunch of American companies are spending billions training their AI model, and someone in China was able to train it for 15 million or something like that, or 5 bit like 10. So cheap. Imagine American companies spending billions and someone in China is claiming they trained the model for 15 million. So people are feeling like if companies can train their model for lesser price, then that means they're not going to be buying NVIDIA's chip, the ones that are more so expensive that companies in US feel they need to be able to train their model, which is not the case. But some people also have other arguments that also even proves that NVIDIA is more valuable because now NVIDIA will be able to sell to companies that can afford the big chips and companies that needs the little chip, which is exactly how I see it too. Because even the module that the infrastructure that DeepSeek is using is also an NVIDIA's GPU. It's just a lower tier one. So I don't see, but again, how people react to the market don't have to make sense. You just have to just be in it, right? Something might actually be a good thing, and the company will still go down because of the news. So when it drops like that, that's when, if you've been waiting on the sideline, that's when you now jump in. For example, when NVIDIA went here, that was a perfect opportunity for us to jump in, especially if you are having fear of losing your money. Because let's say you bought NVIDIA at 113. NVIDIA is been sitting at 138 and it's been doing that for a couple of months now. It's been sitting at 130, very solid. And let's say you bought it at 113. Now you've made money and the fear of losing your money is gone because you're like, okay, I bought this thing when this thing was 113. Now it's 138. I have time. I'm fine. And sometimes that's how you do it. So yeah, usually like for me, the main thing is picking the company. And when their stock price drop, I don't freak out. I just, for example, one of my biggest holding is Tesla. Tesla was almost at $500. Tesla is almost at $500. If you was the highest Tesla went was like the 6 months, right? 478. This was in December. And within a month, this thing dropped. At some point, it even dropped here to 325, from 478 to 325. I didn't freak out. And guess what I did? When it got to at this point, I bought more. And that's how you look at it. So it goes back to believing in the value of the company. If you feel like this company is doing things that I feel like will be much valuable, in the future, then don't worry about the price. That's why you either buy shares, and if you're doing options, buy 2-year contract. If you can afford to buy a 2-year contract, buy a 2-year contract. So you don't have to worry about the in-between.
Question here. Since you buy Nvidia and Tesla, I see you focus more on like stocks. I mean, tech stocks. Sorry.
Tech stocks, yeah.
Well, 2 questions here. One, since most of them chips depend on TSMC, which is that Taiwan company, do you affect that stock? And then the second question is, with stuff like, not to get political, but like with stuff with like the Trump administration talking about drilling and stuff like that, do you ever invest in energy stocks? And then the 1/3 caveat will be like, do you use these like AI models, like Amazon got I mean not Amazon, but the OpenAI got the deep research one where you throw these stocks in and let it do the research and pull all these sources and then kind of look at what they say at the final, like how it's doing and where where it's going to be, to kind of predict how you do your investments.
Yeah. So yeah, so the thing is like with your first question with Nvidia and TSM, right? I actually had TSM at some point, but then I sold it and I just focused more on Nvidia since I just they are kind of like doing the same thing, right? The TSM creates the GPUs for Nvidia, but I for the long run, I just think Nvidia as a company would do much better. TSM might do better too, but I really just don't want to dilute my really right now. I'm only invested in 4 companies. I'll tell you guys is Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Palantir, and some of the options I bought that I add to it. So Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, and Palantir. Those are companies that I have shares in. Then I bought some options in some other companies that I feel would do well. And those companies are Google and AMD. So those are all my portfolio is not really big with a lot of company, because if you have like 10, 20 different companies you are investing in, it gets too, your portfolio can get out of hand because you can't really just be keeping up with all of them. So I just limit it to the companies that I think would do really well. And those are the companies that I focus on, right? So to answer your question, okay, Dylan, yeah, once I'm done, I'll help you with that. So for me, it's just a personal thing. I don't want to dilute my portfolio, so I just focus on the companies that I think would do well, right? So, what was your other question about?
Also, yeah, I mean, I know you probably want to move on, but I was
No,
asking about the energy, like this one I'm looking at called
okay. Oh, yeah. Do I use AI? Yes, I actually do. So let me see if I can find it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's almost like you read my mind, but let me see if I can find it. Okay, right here, right? So you guys remember when right when Trump first took office and he had like a conference, and one of the things they said is like it was like it was just like it was said the phrase drill baby drill, meaning that he believes in the energy space that we are going to be pretty much drilling and focusing on that space, right? Honestly, all I did was just when Trump said that, I just said when Trump said baby drill, what companies would be affected by that? And it literally gave me all the companies, right? In different space, right? So oil and gas exploration, I said ExxonMobil, right? Uh Oil field services, it gave me this. Pipeline, it gave me this. And gas, it gave me this, right? And I probably follow back up with more questions and all that stuff, right? So this is how you get, this is how you get the idea for the companies that will be affected. So because I'm focusing on other things, this one I just have them written somewhere. And there's also the Stargate. There's also the Stargate stuff, the Stargate project for AI infrastructure in US that Trump is working on, right? So I also asked it the same question on that. And it gave
I thought
me, and it gave
I
me,
th-
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
I thought he was talking about the Keystone project that he was talking about. I didn't think he was talking about this right here. I thought it was the Keystone project that was coming from Canada to draw all the way to Houston.
No, this is from something different. So there's a Stargate project that
Oh,
is working on to build AI infrastructure in US, right? So the companies that are, and I asked it the same thing, right? The companies that are, and if you do any research online, it's very accurate what it gave me. The companies that are managing it is Oracle, SoftBank, NVIDIA, ARMS, Microsoft, Palantir. This is probably why Palantir is going up so much, right? So the energy one and the Stargate one, I just asked it to create a table for me. So if you look here, I asked a bunch of questions. So here at the end, I just asked it to create a table and list all the companies there. So here is the one for the AI, the possible companies that will be affected. And here's the one for the drilling, the energy one. And this was just based on Trump's conference, right? So when you are in the stock market, the main thing is you want to find a place where there is like news. Yahoo Finance is very good because if you go on it, like look at all this article coming out 2 hours ago, 1 hour ago, 30 minutes ago. You'll see stuff here that may affect what you are investing in, or you'll see something that you know where to go look. So find a good newsletter page. Yahoo, I just find out Yahoo Finance is very good. Then once you see any news, you can just come here in ChatGPT, ask it, what about this news? What do you think this will affect? And it'll give you the idea and you go from there. So this is another strategy that I use too. So you really just have to be nosy in it. The same way you guys are nosy about the cloud stuff, trying to solve stuff, you just have to be nosy about it. So really that's all I do now. I am doing either cloud projects every day. Two things that I do every day, every single day, cloud projects and stock research. That's the main two things I'm doing. And so that's how I come up with my watch list and stuff like that. But there's other stuff that I can show you guys. Maybe another time I can show you guys like how if I want to make quick money, how the strategy that I used to make quick money. Like I like that strategy, and I know it works because I did it in December. I saw some companies in December that I bought, which is one of the companies I bought in December is that Tempest AI I showed you guys that I would have been making 200,000 now if I didn't sell. There's also three other ones that I bought too. So in total, I bought 4 different stocks options in December. Let's say I left all of them, probably in this January alone, probably by now, they will all be worth, most likely I'll probably make like 350,000. But some of them, they go up. So if you buy something and it goes up, sell it, take your profit. But the only one out of all 4, so I've sold all the 3 of them. The fourth one is this one that I should have kept longer because if you look at the momentum, it's just keep going up. So I should have left that one and I sold it too soon. So, but I can show you guys all that stuff next time.
All right. One
They'll go ahead.
one little quick question. I'll be done about this.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So it looks like and this I'm just telling you kind of what my mindset is. It looks like you dig into like more like large cap stocks and what's kind of like proven.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess what a I guess the real growth opportunity to me, it seems like the small cap stock. So if you was to grab like a Vanguard tech stock, small cap tech stock, and then kind of look through them and be like, well, okay, this right here maybe $35 or $75. It's got the potential to grow to 400K.
That's true.
Yeah, that seems like where the real growth at. But the way that you're doing is kind of like it's a proven and like a well formatted solution. But I find it
Yeah.
interesting. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's you're right, but you have to understand that with small companies too, the growth is there, but it's also much riskier. So
Yeah.
who would you rather want? Who do you think can possibly be much valuable in the next 2 years? Nvidia, not let's not use Nvidia, Amazon or a small cap company that is just getting started in the e-commerce business,
That's not fair, piece.
right? But that's how.
Yeah.
But you have to. It's
So
not
yeah.
fair. But the large cap companies I'm talking about, each of them dominates whatever sector they are in. You understand?
Yeah.
Not that those small companies won't go up, but I just feel like the risks of the risks to reward of the smaller company is not something I'm willing to take. Versus, I know Amazon is solid right now. I know 2, 3 years from now their stock price will be they will be much more valuable as a company. So for me, I'm willing to take all those small gains than trying to look for something that will go up like 1,000% or 2,000%. I mean, it's out there. Palantir was definitely that, which um I have the shares, but I missed the options one. So, but this is what I'll do, Sean. I'll still focus on my large cap companies the way I'm focusing on. Then when I make some profits on some of the trades I'm in, I'll keep maybe about 10% of the or 20% of that and focus on the low cap companies. Like I told you, I just bought AUR, Aurora. I just bought a options contract 2 days ago. On Thursday, I bought them. They are still even in development stage. So this company is making self-driving cars for um, freight companies like Walmart, UPS. So companies that can benefit from the technology they are making is companies that sells good where you have to deliver all the goods to the warehouse, stuff like that, right? So they are making self-driving trucks that would help the company deliver the goods from one location to another, right? And they are still in development stage. Not even in development. The technology, they have the technology. The trucks are already on the road. The biggest hurdle they have is regulations and gaining people's trust. I think people are still very skeptical about having semi trucks on the road that nobody is supervising, right? So I think once they're able to get past that, it's a good stock to buy.
Yeah. I think your strategy is solid. I'm not challenging it. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, I understand. I understand. So I'll buy small companies like this. No, honestly though, no, there's no. I understand what you're saying. So I'll buy small companies like this when whatever they are doing makes sense to me, right? But so if I see companies like that, I'll buy. Like just like when I saw Palantir. But those ones, I don't know how I don't have a strategy to find them. I just somehow find them. I really don't have a strategy for the small, but I somehow if I come across one, I'll look it up If it makes sense, I'll buy. So that was how I found this Aurora, right? But I mean, just look at who's also buying it and when they started buying it. So Vanguard just started buying this in December 2024. This stock has been down from then, but why would they buy? And look at how many shares they bought, right? Look at the value of what they bought. And Morgan Stanley, these are all big companies. BlackRock, these are all big companies, right? So why would they be buying 823 million shares of something, right? They know what, like, we cannot think better than these people when it comes to like things. So my strategy is whatever they are doing is what I'm gonna do, right? So like this one, I think, and part of it there's a little bit luck into it. I bought this one 2 days ago, and by yesterday I was already making 20,000 on it. Honestly, I just bought it to say, okay, this one is like a 2-year bet thing that I'm betting, but it just happens to go up right after I bought it. So yeah, so this is the strategy I use. But I have other strategy that I use to make quick money. But I can share that with you guys some other time. All right. Do you guys have any other question? Okay. Dylan, you said you had like you need help with
Yeah,
something. Okay,
yeah. I have a can I share my screen?
sure.
Um, I was here. I tried to get some help from Claude. That's what you're seeing here. I had it running. Um, I stopped it. I deleted the runner, and I was getting. Let me show you my GitHub action. Oh wait, it ran. It did everything good, but when I tried to go and clean up the code, it it didn't do what I needed to do. It failed.
Clean up the code. What do you mean clean up the code?
What I mean by clean up the code for as I had everything in green. I was deleting all of the help I was getting from Claude, from the data migrate. See, they was telling me for as my flyweight and had the right kind of version, but I think I was using environment variables for it, and it didn't pass. And then it told me that it was already it was already the file was already there, and I tried to use Claude to clean up the file and redo it, and it wouldn't go through. So if I was to go here, I have the old version, but it was more to it than that.
So I'm still kind of lost. Like, so what so this is just saying that your syntax is wrong, right?
Right.
So it's not going to run because it says on line 303 you have a syntax error somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can we fix that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, go in your YAML file, go look on line 303.
Mm, okay. Data
Right.
migrate. Ain't nothing wrong
So
with that. Can I run it and push it again and see what it says?
um so first of all, you have to remove. So which job are you currently on? Which job have you done? You have some stuff commented out there. So
Right.
which job are you currently on?
I was on the date of my grade job, but
So
I didn't
scroll
want to.
down.
I didn't want to wait, and I just started building out the whole thing because I
But
had the EC2 running.
okay. But the jobs depend on each other. So if you are having issue with one job, you can't skip that job and go to the next one because
Gotcha.
the next job depends on the previous job to
All
be able to
right.
do stuff. So
All
you
right.
can't you can't build your ECS you can build your ECS service. For example, here you're migrating your data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is just um so when you migrate your data, you stop the EC2 instance, right? But then
Right.
the job after that, your data have to be migrated for your ECS stuff needs to work. So what
Right.
I'm saying is if you are having issue with one build, I would recommend that you focus on that build and resolve the issue with that build before you move on to the next one. Because if
Okay.
there's an issue somewhere and you don't feel fix that one, the previous issue, and you work on the next one, you're not going to be able to do anything either. So at that point, you're
Okay.
just adding code to it, but you're not really um, fully taking advantage of um, the the steps of the build. You understand what I mean?
I definitely understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I definitely
So
understand what you mean. But
yeah.
when I went to go and do the data migrate, um, it was saying the file is already exist. And that's why I was going into Claude and asking Claude, can I
Okay.
resolve this?
Yeah, that's fine.
But
And that's really how you learn when you something happens. Then you try to figure out, okay, what's the issue here? So you can comment out all the other ones you have at the bottom. Yeah.
uh,
Okay, I think you
all
did already.
yeah, yeah, they'll comment on out.
So those ones you'll probably have to remove it. So really in the code too, there isn't any issue with the code, really. So don't, okay, I won't say don't, but if Claude is telling you to change eh, um a lot of stuff entirely, one thing to keep in mind is you are only asking Claude specifically based on your current build, but
Right.
Claude does not have an idea of your entire pipeline, what your pipeline looks like. So Claude may give you an answer that will work to help you get past this build, but might remove a value that the next job needs, right? So that's just
Right.
something to pay attention to. But really, with the code, you shouldn't have any issue with it. So if you're having some issue, it's because I can even already see your SQL script, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you scroll up, right? Okay. So stay here on that flyway. Uh, so flyway URL. Uh, scroll down. Let me see some. No, no, just there. So is this what I have or is this what Claude gave you?
This is what Claude gave me.
That's what I'm
What
saying.
you have, what you have, I put it all the way at the bottom.
So that's what I'm saying. Claude would not know the full. Okay, let's review what Claude gave you, right? So you're checking out your repository, you're downloading Flyway, and you're running Flyway migrate, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. But what are you migrating, right?
I'm
So
migrating.
it's migrating your file system, whatever is in your SQL thing, right?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you look in your SQL thing, your file name is wrong. So it's not necessarily wrong, but you see how you have that one parenthesis one that really don't work when you are like referencing file name. So that should show that just always happens when you download file twice and Windows will keep incrementing 1, 2, 3
Right.
next to it. So when you guys are working with a file, you want to avoid that. You don't want to have that in your file name. Your file name should just be your file name.
Yeah, but see how it duplicated the file. Is there? I ain't gonna go there.
No, say
If
say
it
what you
did,
have said.
if it duplicate the file, how do I go in? Do I go in manual into the EC2 and remove the file so it can do it? It can, when I run a job again, it'll pick it on up instead of is it giving me a file still exists. Because when I did it for Claude, Claude came out with um Claude came out with it started running a code for us removing the file on its own.
So that's what
It was doing
so
echo remove so it can remove it. No,
so
that's not it.
the original code that I gave you, that code works, right? So I
Right.
think you should use that code to build your job, right?
Right.
Where's the original code that I gave you? Where is that on this on here?
It's all the way at the bottom.
Okay,
Right. Right
right.
here.
So look at my code, right? We download Flyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there used to be a placeholder SQL directory, but they don't is no longer there. We removed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then um oh okay. So if there's if there's an SQL directory there, we removed it. Then we copied our own SQL directory, which is there on the left side of your screen in your Explorer. We copied our SQL directory into
Mm-hmm.
Flyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, but look at the right. So look at the SQL directory on in your thing. That's what I'm saying. Like everything is fine. It will do that up till where it wants to run that file. Because I don't think that name, when you run flyway migrate, right? And it wants to
Mm-hmm.
reference the SQL directory,
Mm-hmm.
it would, your file name is not just in the proper extension. So that would probably cause it to fail.
Okay. All right.
So you see over there where you have SQL,
Yeah.
not on the left side, on yes, that one, right?
Right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So drag that line out a little bit so you can see the full name, right? So remove that parenthesis 1. So you guys always pay attention to that. If you download a file, just if you
Okay.
download a file, right, and that parenthesis 1 is there, you don't need that is not so that's not supposed to be there. So that just means that when you were downloading it from my thing, you downloaded it twice and your computer put the 1 next to it. So just right click on that and rename, and just move your mouse left and right and just remove that parenthesis 1. So it should be rangeZoneDB.sql. No. So don't use your key, your left and right key on your keyboard. Press left and right key, right? So move all right, then remove the parenthesis 1. Remove the extra space too. Yeah, that's what it should look like. No, just click out. Close that file so you don't accidentally change anything in it. All right. So remove your build. So first, scroll up, delete everything So
Starting from here.
yeah, so the migrate, this is the one Claude gave you, right? So
Yes, sir.
copy, I mean, remove this, like comment it out. All right. Did you deleted it? I think you did.
I did.
Okay, that's fine. Then remove your infrastructure. So go up and remove your infrastructure. So delete your entire infrastructure. So where you have applied, no, I'm talking about your pipeline, whatever your pipeline has built. If you still have it running, do a
Yeah.
destroy. So you can see that your pipeline is running now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the issue you had with your pipeline not even running is because that line, the one you said Claude gave you that you removed, there's a syntax error in there. If you have a syntax error anywhere in your code, your pipeline will not even run at all. It will tell you that there's a syntax error that you need to fix it. So that's what you saw when you pushed your change, but your pipeline is not running.
Right. Right. But when I fix it and I put another code into it, it's saying the file exists.
So you can go back.
Into the
So go back to your pipeline and show me the one where you were saying the file, where it was saying the file exists. So
Okay.
just click on actions again. Which one was that?
I wound up deleting all of them, but it was a lot of them. But it ain't. I wound up deleting it.
Okay. Well,
They clean it on up.
okay. So I don't know what that was referring to. I have to see the error just to be able to know what it was saying.
I had it in the Slack.
Okay. Let me see.
Let me see. See, this was it. The file exists.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the command. That's the command. That's the command to run. That is the command to make flyaway executable on your file. That's because you are running the same job. So when you run this command once, right, it allows you to run flyaway
Mm-hmm.
from any directory on your EC2 instance, right?
Yeah.
But when you run it the first time, I think the job failed. But you understand what we are doing is with our self-hosted runner, if you've run a flywheel command on it and you run into an issue and you want to fix the issue, you have to delete it and redo it again.
Gotcha.
So you saw how I told you before we test the change we're about to make. I told you to destroy your environment and recreate it, right?
Right.
You didn't destroy it. You just fixed the issue, pushed it, and it
Right.
built it. Now it's trying to run the same command you've already run on that
Right.
self-hosted runner. So that's why it's
That is
telling you
correct.
that file is already there.
Okay, but when I put this file back and I rerun it, is it gonna work? Is it gonna do what I needed to do, or I have to go in do it all over again?
It'll work because you know why? We are deleting the EC2 instance and the build will recreate it again.
Right.
You
Okay.
understand?
I definitely
So the
understand.
EC2 instance, we are using our self-hosted runner. By you destroying, you probably have to go to your console and terminate that EC2 instance for now too.
I did. I did because it was running. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So that's if you are running your flywheel migrate and it fails, you have to delete and you fix the issue. You have to delete the self-hosted runner. So until you get to you are learning as you go, right? So if you run into an issue and you fix the issue, destroy everything, run it again. So that way you know your jobs. It will keep running from the top to bottom. You learn that way, the way the job is running. And also it helps you pinpoint where your issue is. So if you fix one issue, don't there's a point on the code where we'll get to where we stop the self-hosted runner. But until you get to that job, you have to manually stop. You have to manually delete your self-hosted runner if you run into any issue while it's building and you fix the issue.
Gotcha.
I hope what I'm saying makes sense. So
yeah, it does. It does. You saying the self-hosted running gonna build a EC2. It's gonna build it, and if I mess up, I gotta go into the console and delete the EC2, then rerun the whole job. That's what you're saying.
exactly. Because that EC2, we haven't got to the point where we will automatically delete it in our pipeline. So if you run into any issue before then, you have to manually delete it. If you leave it there and run another build, it's going to want to run the flywheel command on the same EC2 instance. But because you already run the flywheel command previously, that's why it's telling you the file is already there.
All right, let me see. No, I don't want that too.
So anytime you're copying stuff, don't copy your stuff like that because that's how you always get the syntax error. You want to select the full white spaces as well, because in YAML it will start throwing error because when you paste it, it will paste it in the wrong way. And if the indentation is wrong, that's how when you had that clean, that's why it's telling you you have a syntax error.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is like if you want to copy something, don't start by copying it from the thing. Copy everything, including the white space. So when you paste it, you know you're pasting it exactly like that.
So you want me to
exactly like that?
All right. Yeah.
So a good way is you can minimize your screen. Are you sure you're copying it?
Yeah, I'm copying it.
All right. So sometimes if your Visual Studio Code is too big like that, so you can press Control minus, that would minimize it for you.
All right.
So maximize your screen, right? All right, scroll up to where that code is. All right. So if you press Control minus again, right? That makes it small. Right.
I got
And
you.
copy it.
I got you.
Then once you are done, you can press Control plus, you make it big again.
I got you. All right, cool. All right, let me see.
So you're still doing the same thing. So there's still a white space there. So you can press Control plus to make it a little bit bigger if that one is too small. Okay. There you go.
Aziz, is today's class recorded on YouTube?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Too big.
Hold on. Hold on. So, can you scroll up? I just want to make sure it. Yeah, keep scrolling up. Keep scrolling up. So you see what I mean, right?
What? What you mean?
Your indentation is wrong.
What? For environment variables?
No, for that job, the one you just pasted. Right.
Yeah,
So
I see it.
if you see the job, the migrate thing, so just
Yeah.
copy my code back and copy from where you got it from and paste it here.
Yeah.
Please, while you doing that, can I ask you a quick question about this particular area?
Yeah, sure.
So Flywheel seems to come up with a lot of issues. Is there a way to get around this with ETL? Like another method that you could use to get the same result? Because it seems to have. I mean, I've got over this hurdle, but it seems to be an issue that comes up a lot. So is there another way that you could think of getting this stuff into the database without using Flywheel? Is there another tool?
I'm sure there's other tools out there that does the same thing, but I haven't used the different tool. So when we did the fly away from local machine, right? That is because of the
Second.
just press Control Z. Control Z. So when Control Z, Keep pressing Control Z until you get to where you were before. So when so even if you've done it before, so just, you know what, you can select the one at the bottom and just tab it.
This.
Yeah. No. So select that whole thing. No, the entire job. Remember what I said, you can make it smaller if it's not letting you do that. All right, press tab. There you go. I think that should work. So remove the one you just copied at the top. Remove
Remove this.
not this one. Remove the other one you copied. So Sean, what I'm saying is the only issue I see with Flyway when we did it initially is when if we you are trying to I said remove it, just delete it. And remove that extra comment and no, don't discard. So you want to remove the comment in your file. In this file, your Flyway, I'm just saying clean up your code. You have to migrate data there.
Oh.
Right. Scroll up. Let me see. All right. I think you can run it now. But you have to change your build to apply.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what I'm saying, Sean, is the only issue I saw with it was if we were when we were trying to migrate a data from local machine to DC2, um, and we have to do the SSH tunnel. And the same issue, you run into the same issue no matter what tool you are using, because I just don't like that SSH tunnel method, right? But now that we are launching our EC2 instance and migrating it, I don't run into any issue with Flyway at all. I think it's most of the time the issue is always the user error, right? So I don't think there's any other tool out there that is actually much simpler than Flyway. Because even when I looked at the AWS documentation and in using my SQL Workbench to do the migration, there is just there's a bunch of steps involved. I think Flyway is much simpler. And honestly, the issue every time I've troubleshoot, other than if something changed, like recently something changed and you had to add a flag to your Flyway migrate. Other than that, it's always done the job for me perfectly. So,
Okay.
so I think it's just always more like on the user, right? As long as if you, and also understanding the concept, right? What does Flyway need to migrate your data? It needs your SQL script, right? And your SQL script needs to be in a certain format. and it needs access to your database. As long as those things are all good, it should migrate your data for you. So even the stuff we've been troubleshooting with Dylan now, the error is more on Dylan's side, not that
Right.
the flywheel is not working.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, when I do it the way I look at it, like I said, I've got it to work, but it seems like I've just bought a book on ETL and running in Python.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm reading it through it. But the SQL it can be really complex. And then if you don't fully understand how to put the code in on Python with all the elements, it leads to like just a typo like this and leave it to a jam up. You kind of got to search through it to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I guess, this part of the process, but there was a way to I guess simplify it. It's just because I had the same hurdle. It just kept jamming up. But I eventually found what the typo was. It is.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
I, I,
So
I think I know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about don't they have when you building this when you building this pipeline, don't they have something that called Codana or team something? But I was looking at Codana. It fixes all your syntax errors and all that, but you got to give it access to um GitHub, and I think you got to pay for that too for us in your pipeline. It fixes everything that's in your pipeline, like old syntax or new updated versions. Have you ever heard of that before, Codana?
no, I haven't. So
No.
there is a bunch of different things out there that would do that. Really, when you guys are, I think Flyway works perfectly, honestly. I don't have any issue with it. Um, that's why the only part I don't like is the doing SSH tunnel. But SSH tunnel is for everything. Even if you are using AWS method and MySQL Workbench, you still need to do the SSH tunnel thing. But that's why I like Flyway, because instead of running it from local, we can just run it from an EC2 instance too, and it does exactly thing. And it's even working better because now, even in my updated Terraform code, Sean, I can run the Terraform code from beginning to end, and it builds everything. It does the migration, everything. I really don't even, the updated Terraform code I wrote does not have any dependency on anything. You don't have to go manually somewhere and put anything in. Everything 100% runs on Terraform.
nice. I'm gonna have to try that. Keep doing it. It's just
Yeah.
going through it and you get.
Yeah. So I can send you a sample of the code so you see what it looks like.
Yeah, please.
And I'm using Flyway for the migration part. So I just feel like and even when I just did the Kubernetes project too, the Flyway worked perfectly too. I was able to migrate everything in Terraform. So I think it works perfectly, if you ask me honestly.
Okay, cool.
Because if you use any other ETL, you're still going to run into the same issue, because all of them are still going to need the same thing Flyway need. And I also feel like Flyway is very lightweight, meaning that it doesn't require nothing to set it up. You just download it, add your SQL file in the SQL directory, and run your migrate once you specify your database credentials. Wow. So
Nice.
I
Thanks.
think other ETL it would require the same type of thing. There are other tools out there. And I used to, when I was working on the project where I learned about Flyway, right? There was other tools there, but I can't remember the name now. Yeah, click on that job and let's see. Did you delete your AMI?
I don't think so. No.
So go to that arrow. Go to that arrow and see what AMI you have there. So I don't see it. It's the one D80. I don't see it in your thing.
Yeah. No, it's not there. It got this one though.
So is that the new one you built? Is that the 2023 one?
Mm-hmm. It's the 2023 one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, try it. Stop right there, line 203.
I got to destroy it and do it all over.
No, you don't have to destroy it because at this point you haven't created your self-hosted runner yet, so you can still run it.
Okay. It does not exist.
So that's not the AMI. I think you built the AMI and you were cleaning up and you deleted the one you built.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, this is the issue you were having previously
Right. Right.
before you
Yeah.
built it on the 2023. So you just have to do that part. Rebuild your image, right? First,
Okay.
since this is confusing you, delete it. So I would say I would recommend waiting to the end of your project before you clean up stuff. And I've always also said like the things like your AMI, things like that, they don't cost money. So I understand that you clean up as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just to avoid these issues, I will wait to the end of the project to clean, or right before you build the next one. Now you can delete this one since you know this one, and just tag the next one you create accordingly. So that way,
Okay.
you know.
All
But I think you were cleaning up your image and you deleted
right.
the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so delete that. I think it should delete the snapshot for you. Oh, probably not. So once you do that, right, rebuild your image. No, launch the EC2 instance, restore Docker on it, and create the image, right, the AMI. Then
Mm-hmm.
update this job to build your self-hosted runner,
Amazon.
right?
Amazon 2023.
Yeah, right. Then once
Right.
you build your AMI, update the AMI on your job to launch a self-hosted runner. Then once you've done that, run that job. Don't add other jobs to the bottom, please. Just focus
Okay.
on the job you are currently working on. Run
All
that
right.
job, make sure that job runs successfully. When that job has successfully run, then you move on to the next one. Then if you have any issue, then let me know.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
no
All
problem.
right.
So so
Do
if
you
you if
think
go ahead.
in best practice just to put it back how it was? Now I knew what my issue was for as the data migrate. Put all of it all all of this back how it was?
No, yeah, this is how it was. We put it back, right? Or isn't this the isn't
This is the Claude version
this is
I'm
the
looking
cloud
at.
version? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Um.
Okay, delete this one, right? I'll say delete everything under your code from starting from here.
All right.
So no, go up. No, start at the top so that way you don't accidentally. So starting from like line 304, delete everything. Then just start all the way back from there again. Once you build yourself a state run. Then
Okay.
once you start your migrate job, if that fails, let me know. I'm gonna be
Okay.
online. So if that one fails, let me know. Then I'll help you look at it. But
Okay.
don't continue working on the other jobs until you get the one job resolved.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do we
Makes sense.
delete the which one is
Hmm?
this? Scroll up. Scroll up. Okay, so that's the okay. You can leave these ones because I'm sure you've tested this one. It
Yeah,
works.
these all these works.
Okay.
All these works.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Then just redo your image again and then test it. So you can delete save your file and destroy, run it destroy to clean up your infrastructure, or you can leave it. It's up to you.
Yeah.
And if you want your stuff to save automatically, I don't save mine automatically because I do the tutorial. So if I'm saving something I want everyone to know that I'm saving. But if you want yours to save automatically without you having to click save, you can enable it in your Visual Studio Code if you want that.
Nah, cause
Because
yeah,
you can always
I won't do
Control
that.
Z if you feel like you mess up. I understand, but you can leave it. You can leave it that way. Sometimes some people don't like that either. I'm the same way. I like to save manually. All right. All right. Does anyone else have any question?
So Aziz, you just want me to stick around after the class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I saw Shuba. I think she left. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any question, that's pretty much it for today. We
Hello,
pass
Azim.
on. Sir,
Hello. Hello.
hey, hi, how are you?
Fine. Good evening from here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How are
What's
you?
going on, my guy?
I'm fine. I sent you a message yesterday. I don't know if you got that message.
I got it. I was actually responding to it. I will
Oh,
get through it today. Yeah.
all right. So I just remember that today is Saturday and that we're going to have a meeting. So if you read the message, I don't know. I was a little bit worried because
Yeah,
uh
I was responding to it and I haven't finished typing my message.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you know what? I'm just going to respond on voice note. Sometimes
Oh,
when it's like a long
yeah,
stuff like that,
yeah.
I'll just respond on voice note.
Okay, okay,
Mhm.
because the only place I have challenges is because they are using Microsoft Azure and and I think they majorly want most of the tasks are majorly on data migration, which I don't
Okay.
really have a pro. I think I have to include all that for you,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of yesterday, he actually sent me a message again asking if I got his message and all that.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to be sure what to do since I am more familiar with AWS and
AWS.
all
Okay.
that.
So I
Yeah,
guess I think you should still go for it if it's a job you are interested in.
yeah,
But
yeah.
ask them specifically, is this a must-have Azure or
Okay,
or does having an AWS experience count? And
okay.
the main thing you want to just let them know is that you have your AWS experience,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
you are very strong in, and you
yeah.
are 100% certain that you can transfer the skills over to Azure. So
Okay.
as long as you make that distinction, I think you'll be fine.
All right,
That
all right, all right.
that
If
yeah.
if I get your response, I will share you what I already prepared down to send to him.
Okay.
Possibly, if it's okay, just go through it and see if it's something I can drop for him. I try to make out some point for him.
Okay.
So I don't really know. I have not sent it yet. I was trying to see if
Yeah.
I can talk to you today. Then you go
Okay.
through it. When I get your response, then you see what I
Mhm.
prepared to send to him. Then if it's okay, I can just shoot it to him, and that's
Okay.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So So I think because you have AWS experience and you have other IAC experience,
Yeah. Also,
you
because
can,
it's all I stated all that on my LinkedIn account. Like I specifically mentioned that it's all about
and they saw
AWS.
it exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
sometimes if they see they may feel like, okay, you have it, you have the type of experience they are looking for, even though it's not Azure. I mean,
okay,
I made a good person to actually speak to. He left, and I can send you his thing on LinkedIn, not on LinkedIn, on Slack here. He was just here earlier. I met.
okay,
Can message him. He learned AWS, like he did the project here, learning AWS, but when he started his work, he's actually working on Azure, and he's
Azure.
fine. He's been working there for over a year now,
Okay.
so he's
Yeah.
actually gonna be a good contact too.
Yeah, so the whole of yesterday, I was able to set up Azure account and all that. I was trying to play around it, although the changes there is not quite much. I was able to play around trying to set up their
Yeah.
kind of VPC and all that. I
Mhm,
was trying to
mhm,
also
mhm,
watch some videos,
mhm.
to see how it's going and all that,
Yeah,
Well, I've been able to set it up and all that, but I just wanted to be sure um if I mention to him that my primary experience is on AWS, I don't know if it's gonna do anything or something, because I know that these are things that are just out there on my LinkedIn, and I'm sure that I must have seen it
yeah.
before shooting
So
that message to me.
yeah, just mention that you have strong experience in AWS and you are actually getting up to speed with Azure.
All
So just
right.
say like you just don't say something along the lines of you have zero experience in Azure. Like
Yeah.
the skills is people that have done AWS and Azure. Ahmed was able to learn AWS and transfer the
Yeah.
knowledge to Azure. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure once you start work, you'll be able to do the same, right?
Okay. All right.
Or you don't want to limit, you don't want to not pursue the opportunity because you think it might be something you don't know. I think it's
Okay.
something that your AWS skill can be transferable to.
All right.
So just let them know you have AWS experience and you have Azure, your AWS experience is translatable to Azure, and
Azure.
you
Yeah.
are also working on, there's like certain things there's things you can do in Azure now, and there's also other things you need to catch up on, and you just leave it like, don't give too much detail, just leave it blank like that.
Oh, all right. All
And
right then. All right. All right.
and I think honestly, I think you'll be fine.
All
And
right.
that's another thing I look at. If a recruiter sees your resume and they still reach out to you,
Hmm.
it's probably because there's probably other things in there. And sometimes you can ask too, is Azure a must, or is it because it might probably have saw some other things on your resume that it feels like you where those are all the things
Okay.
they are looking for. So
All right. All right then. I'll just shoot you what I prepared to send to him.
okay,
Just go
sure.
through it and see what it is. I'll just send
Okay.
it to you on Slack. Yeah.
All right, sure. And
Yeah.
also this is something I'm even trying to do myself. The best way to probably learn Azure, especially for us, is all the projects we've done in AWS, try to recreate those projects in Azure.
Azure. Okay.
Yeah. So you have the application code.
Yeah.
Just try to, you have the static website, the dynamic website. Just try to, you have the reference architecture. Just try to redeploy those same application using our reference
Azure.
architecture, because the
All right.
concept wise is going to be the same. It might
Same,
be
yeah.
things that are different here and there, right?
Okay.
So for
Okay.
example, when I started trying to build a VPC in Azure, I realized that how you build public subnet and private subnet in Azure is different from how
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little bit
Very
easier in
different. Yeah.
Azure,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Azure just allows you to pick a setting and you can tell whether it's public or private. But I
Private.
still
Yeah.
don't
All right.
100% understand it, because I only played with it for like maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think once you are able to get around that, once you host one application in Azure, whether it's the static one or the dynamic one, pretty much the rest is history. You can use that same knowledge to build other things. So,
Okay.
so I'll say in the meantime, while you're pursuing that, try to build one of the dynamic projects in
Okay.
Azure. Yeah,
All right. All right then. All right then. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
no problem. No
Yeah.
problem. All right. Um, okay. All right. Thank you guys. Daniel, you can stay. Um, You know what, Daniel, I'm going, once I hang up, just give me a call just right after this. I'll make sure I'm not doing anything. Just call me like immediately after I end the meeting, before I run to doing other things.
So you want me to stay on this meeting?
No, call me.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Izzy.
All right. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah.
Have a good one. Bye.
Appreciate it. Thanks.